Bolinda and HarperAudio Australia present this unabridged recording of The Ruin, D.I. Cormac Reilly, Book 1, written by Dervla McTiernan and read by Aoife McMahon.
An old Irish saying came to mind as I wrote this book. Ní scéal ruine atá is ag trúire means it's not a secret if 3 people know about it. My book's title can be read in English, The Ruin, as physical destruction or a dramatic downfall, or can be given the Irish meaning, The Ruin, meaning something hidden, a mystery, secret thoughts or intention. Dervla McTiernan. Mayo, Ireland, February 1993. Prologue. Cormac leaned forward to peer through the windscreen, then nearly cracked his head on the steering wheel as the car bounced through another pothole. Shite! There was no sign of the house, and he'd been searching for over an hour. He could barely read house names or numbers in the gathering gloom. Maybe the whole thing was some kind of first-week hazing ritual. If it had been Dwyer who'd sent him, he would have been sure of it. Dwyer was the sort of bastard who was forever telling jokes with an edge to them, and usually a target. But it had been Marcus Tully who'd called him in off traffic duty, barely looking up from his newspaper as he handed Cormac the post-it note that was now stuck to his dashboard. Dower House, Monaghan Road, Kilmore. Maud Blake. Tully's handwriting, unlike the man himself, was tidy and perfectly legible. His muttered instruction had given Cormac the impression that the call was for some sort of minor domestic. Cormac hadn't asked any questions. He'd been concentrating too hard on trying to look like he knew what he was doing. It turned out that Kilmore was a blink-and-you-miss-it kind of a village, with a church, a mart, a tiny primary school, and 2 pubs. The Monaghan Road was 40 miles long and pocked with a bare scattering of farmhouses and bungalows, none of which bore any resemblance to a dower house. Cormac pulled in at the next gap in the hedgerow and sat for a moment. He was sweating. The heater was broken. The only settings were off and furnace. And given the temperature outside, he'd chosen furnace. Christ, the car was a nightmare, with a clutch that made threatening sounds every time he changed gear, and a faint but persistent smell of vomit from the back seat. He'd been given the shittiest squad car in the fleet. Even the radio was in bits, its wires hanging loose, waiting for a fix. It could be a piss take, the whole thing, giving him a phantom address, a squad car that was falling apart. In which case he should give up now, drive back, pretend that he'd known all along and had spent the last couple of hours eating his lunch. On the other hand, what if this was a real call, and he arrived back without even having found the house? No, he had to find the damn place, or be absolutely sure it didn't exist. His best option might be to try one of the village pubs. There was a 50-50 chance he would get real directions that wouldn't send him into the nearest bog. Cormac released the handbrake and started a slow drive back towards the village. He was about 1 kilometre out when he spotted 2 crumbling stone gateposts, almost hidden behind a thick layer of ivy. The gate they'd once supported was long gone. Cormac pulled into the gateway. His headlights illuminated what was left of a drive. It was lined with mature sycamore trees, overgrown now, their bare branches meshing over a drive that was little more than mud and weeds. Deep ruts had been dug through the soil by the recent passage of a tractor. He'd seen the drive before on a previous pass, had taken it as an access track for farmland and dismissed it. But those sycamores and the gateposts suggested something else. 100-year-old trees planted to offer an elegant entrance to the parkland of some grand estate. An estate meant a dower house, or at least the chance of one. Cormac moved the car forward another few metres and peered through the windscreen. He couldn't see a house, but the tractor marks petered out halfway down the visible drive.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?